So, here's the deal. 3I Atlas was supposed to be just another quiet visitor, a chunk of rock and ice drifting in from deep space. Nothing unusual, nothing threatening. No flashy tail, no weird movements. Just a blip on the data charts, one more entry in the catalog. Astronomers named it 3I Atlas, the third interstellar object we've ever spotted passing through our solar system. But imagine this. What if it wasn't just passing through? What if this thing, possibly several kilometers wide, was actually heading straight for Earth? What would that mean for us? Could we do anything about it? And honestly, would we even recognize what it really was before it was too late? That's what we're diving into today. What if 3I Atlas hit Earth? 3I Atlas is moving incredibly fast, around 60 kilometers per second, or about 130,000 miles per hour. At that speed, you could travel from New York to Los Angeles in under a minute. Size-wise, estimates vary. It might be a few hundred meters across, or it could be as big as 5 or 6 kilometers wide. Either way, that's large enough to cause absolute chaos if it were on a collision path. And here's the kicker. The destructive power of an impact scales with velocity squared, meaning speed matters even more than size. So even a small interstellar comet could hit way harder than a larger asteroid at slower speeds. If 3I Atlas slammed into land, the ground at the impact site would vaporize instantly. A crater dozens of kilometers wide would form in seconds. Shock waves would circle the globe, shaking tectonic plates, triggering earthquakes, and even waking up volcanoes. If it hit the ocean, we'd get tsunamis taller than skyscrapers racing across entire basins. Coastlines everywhere would be wiped out and waves could surge hundreds of kilometers inland. And then comes the sky. A strike like this throws billions of tons of dust and debris high into the atmosphere, enough to block out the sun for years. Temperatures would drop sharply, growing seasons vanish, crops fail, and with food chains collapsing, survival becomes the real challenge. That's why scientists call it an impact winter, a kind of planet-wide blackout that could last years, not months. To put it into perspective, under 1 kilometer wide, catastrophic regionally with short-term global climate effects, humanity could probably scrape through 1 to 2 kilometers wide. Continental destruction, multi-year global famines, billions at risk. Civilization likely collapses. 3 to 5.6 kilometer wide, civilization threatening. Not quite dinosaur-level extinction, but close. Decades of global darkness and ecosystem collapse. No matter the size, it's bad. And just imagine, you're hearing this what if in comfort right now. But if astronomers announced tomorrow that it really was heading for Earth, that countdown alone would change everything. Scary thought, right? Could we stop it? Here's the hard truth, not right now. Well, we have proved we can nudge an asteroid, and our sky surveys are getting better. But an interstellar bullet like 3I Atlas is a different game. It's fast, and it might show up late. With only weeks of warning, there's no epic deflection mission. Just impact prep and protecting people. Here's where things get unsettling. 3I Atlas doesn't behave exactly like a normal comet. It doesn't have the usual bright tail. Its path is unusually clean, almost too precise, and some observations even suggest a faint glow ahead of it, not behind, like something pushing against the void. Nobody's saying it's artificial, but when an object from another star system shows up and refuses to act the way it should, it raises questions. Is it just coincidence? A natural oddball? Or could it be something else? And maybe that's the most chilling thought of all, because silence can sometimes mean randomness, but it can also mean intent. Now, before you panic, let's get real. 3I Atlas is not on a collision course with Earth. Its closest approach will still be about 270 million kilometers away. That's nowhere near hitting us. This is just a thought experiment. But thought experiments matter, because impacts like this have happened before, and they will happen again. The only question is when, and whether we'll be ready. So, what if 3I Atlas hit Earth? The short version, no matter its size, it would be devastating. At the smallest end, it's a global scare. At the biggest, it's a civilization-ending event. And right now, humanity doesn't have a way to stop it. Luckily, this one isn't aimed at us, but the next one? Who knows? And if you like diving into these big what-if questions with me, then stick around. Hit subscribe so we can keep exploring the mysteries of space together, because trust me, this won't be the last visitor from the stars.